watching Viclas, the podcast. Grab your pistol and kick back, eh?
Hey, what's up everyone? This is Mike from Fishtailz Custom Motorcycle Magazine. You are watching another episode of Viclas, the podcast. Today, we are going to interview Krista from HIGHCLASS Viclas. Don't go anywhere. This is Mike from Fishtailz Motorcycle Magazine. Welcome to another episode of Viclas, the podcast 2025. Today, I have the pleasure to talk to Krista Garcia. Thank you for meeting me today. I appreciate it very much. So, I've been seeing your bike for the last couple years. There's a lot of changes that have been made. It's been, right now, I feel like it's very eye-catching. I know you been to a couple of Fishtailz Motorcycle Magazine shows. When you first brought it, it was like a stock color with pinstriping. You did have like a lot of accessories stuff going on, but from then to now, a huge change.
So I've had it 3 years.
3 years?
And as soon as I got the bike, it was stock, and we put the pinstripes, we put it in your show.
Yeah.
And then just looking at all those other bikes, it just put me on full motivation to City Pretty, which is the name of the bike. And so it took about 3 years. It was gradual, but I still have more to do.
It's not done yet?
No, it's not.
I feel like any motorcycle is like it's never done, you know. And
No.
you think it's done, and then you come up with another idea. I want to do something else. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 years. Yeah, it looks great. I love your bike. What year is your bike?
It's a 2020.
2020 Softail
Heritage.
Awesome. All right. And so a lot of people see like these fancy bikes, and they're always like, oh, they don't ride their bike. It's just a show bike. So do you ride the bike?
Absolutely, yeah. And that's one of the things that when we do set up and when we're around our bike at the shows, that's one of the first things that everybody says is, well, you don't ride it, it's too nice, you don't ride it. And I'm very prideful, I do ride this bike.
Awesome. So as far as like the whole motorcycle scene, how did you get into motorcycles?
So my husband, he has a Roadie, and it's all done up, all pretty.
Yeah.
And when I met him, he had the bike. He's had the bike for about 10 years now, and I honestly didn't like bikes. I was very, very scared of bikes. And one day I was in some fuzzy pink slippers, and he told me, just get on. I said, well, if you let me on the bike with my fuzzy pink slippers, then I can go. And he's like, bet. And he took me on, and I was scared. It took me a while, but I eventually was, I would go to the shows with him, and I would see more women riding, and I was like, that's super empowering. It's a man, it's a man's thing, but women have approached it slowly by slowly, and I just think that's amazing. And so I was like, you know what, I think I can do it. So he inspired me to build my own and put my own touch on it, and everything was, what do you like? What do you think would look good? So this bike was solely built on my images and my vision. So I love that.
Cool. Yeah. Well, you have a good husband that supports to let you do that. That's very cool. Your seat is like really nice. I like it. You know who did the upholstery on that?
It's Antonio's upholstery. He's based out of San Jose.
Out of San Jose?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's like a gray suede on the top. Yeah. It took me a while to do it because I was really indecisive. I was really like, okay, there's so much purple on this bike. Do I do the purple? I need an offset color because everything can't be purple even though I wanted it to. But I needed a color to offset it, so it took me a while to figure out the color scheme. So that's why it was last to be done.
Okay, now it's perfect. Matches the silver leaf on it for sure, and some other tape shape patterns that are on there. Looks really good. I see the fenders are stretched.
Yes.
To me, that's like, if you're gonna paint a bike, I feel like that's like a must. You can't have a cool custom paint job and leave your fender stock.
Absolutely.
So I feel like you did it right. It looks good. The painter, who painted it?
Carlos Lima painted my bike. He is a really close family friend. He painted my husband's bike. He's painted some of my husband's cars. So he's a really close friend of the family. He's also the one who stretched my fenders.
Oh, okay. I've heard of him. I know he's like an OG in the painting game. He's been painting, I believe, since like the early 80s, if I'm not mistaken, or even maybe before that. But I know that back in the days, if you wanted like a real, true lowrider paint job, that was one of the guys to go to for sure. So, look him up, guys, if you haven't heard of him, or if you want to get paintwork done. He does an awesome job. What colors are in there? There's like purples.
So there's no specific types of purples,
Okay.
but there's just probably 4 or 5 shades of purple. Originally I was like, do you.
Okay.
Carlos is known for the patterns and the creativity.
Yeah.
So
You're
I
just
just
like, I
kind of
want
said,
purple.
give me purple, give me all purples. He did throw in some touches of pink. At first I didn't want any pink in my bike, but looking at the bike and seeing a person, it needed pink. It needed that offset color, so
Yeah.
he killed it with that.
You have like some splatter stuff going on. That looks pretty sick. You did a mural on this side of your oil tank. Is that the
Oh, there's
only one?
one on this side, and there's one on the other side. They're owl and like fairy tale murals. This bike kind of represents my grandma. I wanted. She passed away in 2018, and she was like my mom. And I wanted to give a touch of her on this bike, and so that's why there's a lot of owls in it. I'm not done with the murals, but there will be more murals coming for the owl.
Okay, nice. Well, that's very cool. And that's what I like about most of these motorcycles. That most of these motorcycles tell like a story, or somehow dedicated maybe to somebody or something. And so I like that, that you did that, for your grandma. So very cool. Your handlebars.
These were something to learn off of.
Okay.
Those are also, I'm in the works with getting those done.
You gonna get new bars?
Yeah. I'm going to change the whole look of the crash bars and the bars, and I plan on doing some engraving, possibly.
Shoot.
I kind of wanted to steer away from the engraving. It wasn't really me, but the style engraving that I found was very simple, and I think it wasn't like bam, so I can do it, but it's gonna take a while. So that's why these were just something to learn on. I've had these bars since day one. These are my starter bars. So that's one of the things that I'm gonna change is the style of the bars.
I would have thought you winning, purposely purchased them for the bike, but yeah, again, the bikes are never done, right?
No.
So the wheels are fancy. DNA wheels. Got a 21 front, I'm assuming 18-inch rear in the back. I can see from the skater tire.
Yeah.
And then, let me see, we got Cycle Smith floorboards. Shout out to Cycle Smith. He's one of our sponsors for our 2025 Fishtailz Magazine Super Shows, and he's also the sponsor for this podcast here. So shout out to them, check them out, cyclesmith.com.
I had a really good experience with Cycle Smith. That's one of the first things I did to the bike is change the pegs and the floorboards and the brake and the grips. So amazing customer service. I actually got them your LA show that we went to last year.
Ontario.
We got it just before that show, and they made it work. So I really respect them for that.
I like your rosary. Your rosary match is really cool too.
That's also my grandmother's rosary. It's the Guardian Angel rosary. There's also shotgun shocks.
Oh yeah, shotgun shocks?
Yeah, so I get a lot of compliments because obviously when I pull up to the show and I have to put my bike down, I drop the shock. So it's a very, very smooth drop. So I'm really happy about that.
Cool. Yeah, shout out to Shotgun Shocks. They're always a vendor at our shows. Check them out as well. Look them up and see what they got. And I like your pipes.
FA pipes.
Is that what who makes those pipes? What kind of pipes are those?
So I actually bought them off of somebody. I was searching for a style that I wanted. That is one of the first things that I've ever did to my bike is put the Fishtailz on them. I don't see anybody from the Bay Area have those styles, so I was kind of iffy. I was like, I don't know how I feel about those, but once I hesitated on getting them, and then I reached back out and I was like, you know what, I really like that. I like the different, being different, you know,
Yeah.
not being like everybody. So I know that they are El Jefe exhaust pipes. So, but I do like the style that it is.
Do you know the company or not?
I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head.
That's fine. But they're really cool though. I like them. Your bike has a good look to it, nice stance. So since you've been riding, like, has that like affected you in any way? How's that?
So I do get the females coming up to me a lot, and males, like, but the females are always, you're inspiring. I want to do it. You look so badass on it, and it's cool, right? I always encourage women. Anytime I run into somebody, like, you could do it. It's easy. You just put your mind to it. I still get nervous riding it. I do have small children and children that I have to go home to, and there's a lot of crazy drivers out there.
Yeah.
So I'm always I always ride with my husband. He's my safety net. But I get nervous, but I always tell everybody, yeah, it's a little fear, but it goes away. It's scary at first, because that's one of the number one things that a lot of women are like, I'm just scared. I don't know if I could do it. And it's like, I didn't think I could either. I had a lot of negativity in my head, and I didn't want to get hurt. And we just have to trust God, and we have to be aware of our surroundings. But I constantly encourage women, you could do it, and I met so many humble women. It's crazy, this world, and all these women who are riding now, and it's like I said, it's very empowering, and the friends I've made just from that is amazing.
It's a cool thing. So
we're big travelers. A lot of people will say, even though we do have small children, they're like, you travel that far? That's crazy. Or all the shows, will hit back-to-back shows, and but we meet some amazing people, and we've grown so fond, even just within our club, just venturing out to visit the people from different clubs and stuff like that. It's beautiful. It's it's a good opportunity, especially having bikes.
Yeah, and so touching on the club thing, so you're part of HIGHCLASS Viclas. How did that come about from the beginning?
So it before a lot of clubs, we assume like women, right? Like women can't be a part of, right? And so we've never really joined in the beginning, because it was more of, it's me and him, it's our hobby. But we met up some really nice people. We were in Central Cal, and they actually allowed women to be in their club, and I love that. I respect that so much, and being able to represent HIGHCLASS Viclas is, it's amazing. So we were in there for a little over a year, and we are from the Bay Area, so we were about 3.5 hours away. We showed at a bunch of shows, and we showed our face, and we got familiar with some really nice people, and they had asked us, hey, we need a chapter in the Bay Area. So my husband is actually the president of the NorCal chapter of HIGHCLASS Viclas.
Cool. Yeah, I see that you guys are growing, and spreading out over here. So that's pretty cool. HIGHCLASS, from the car club, and then now to the Viclas, they've always held a high standard. I've always seen that. So that's really cool.
A lot of people will, they always see us, and their first thing is, how do we do it? How do we do it? And it's one thing that we hold in our, I can only speak for our chapter, but one of the things is like, one upgrade a year, right? So it's like, yes, my husband's the president, but I have to have one upgrade a year still. So it motivates me to be like, oh, guess I gotta get upgraded. It's a new year.
Oh, okay.
So that's one of the things that keep us motivated, is our bikes are always changing.
Nice. Very cool. That's something, a nice thing to have. Something to look forward to, I guess.
Absolutely,
too.
absolutely. And we do it together, so it's something to get away from, our kids, and do little date nights. And so it's even more than a club, and it's even more than shows. It's this bike brings us together, and lets us bond, and we can sit in the garage for hours and hang out and talking. just something to keep us together as a couple.
That's crazy what motorcycles could do. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's very cool. Right on. We're gonna walk around the motorcycle here shortly and just get some close-ups on the bike. And if there's anything else to talk about, we'll touch on that. But don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. What's up, everyone? This is Mike from Fishtailz Custom Motorcycle Magazine. I want to let you guys know about our event, California's biggest custom all-indoor motorcycle show, the 5th annual Fishtailz Magazine Super Show, happening March 15th at the Los Angeles Convention Center. Every single style motorcycle will be in the building, from choppers, Viclas, sport bikes, and lowrider bicycles, and even RC cars now. Make sure you come check out the RC Car Boulevard. That's going to be very, very cool. For vendor spaces, motorcycle registration, tickets, and more, please go to www.fishtailz.shop.